President Buhari condemns resurgence of violence in Kaduna and River states. Orders increase law enforcement action against escalation.
Is to consolidate whatever we have done initially.
President Buhari assures Nigerians in the diaspora of consolidation on the fight on security and corruption.
Doctors who are complained against that they had malhandled patients or incompetently handled patients or some other complaints.
14 medical doctors arraigned for alleged negligence and professional misconduct. And calm returns to Idanre in Ondo State after armed robbery attack on a bank. Good evening and welcome to the news at 9 on the network service of the NTA. I am Muhammad Kudu Abubakar in Abuja. Dr. Ogunyemi joins me tonight from Lagos, and Kemi Akiwande is in Ibadan. President Muhammadu Buhari has assured Nigerians in the diaspora that his second term will consolidate on the key achievements of the last 4 years aimed at making Nigeria more secure, prosperous, and corrupt-free. The president was speaking when he hosted the Nigerian diaspora in the United Arab Emirates. Foreign correspondent Makut Salmacha reports.
Dubai, a destination for many Nigerian travelers, has been in the news lately. And as President Muhammadu Buhari rounded up his visit to the United Arab Emirates, where he had delivered a keynote address at an international investment summit, he made out time to interact with the Nigerian community.
President Muhammadu Buhari.
His entrance into this hall, packed full with Nigerian professionals living and working in different fields in the United Arab Emirates, was much anticipated as the diaspora community was eager to interact with him. With the stage set by the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Jeffrey Onyama, Senior Special Assistant to the President on Diaspora and Foreign Affairs, Abike Dabiri Erewa, Nigerian Ambassador to the United Arab Emirates, gave President Muhammadu Buhari an update on Nigerians living and working in the UAE.
Notwithstanding the despicable behavior and activities of a fraction of Nigerians in this country, Nigeria and Nigerians are still held in high esteem by the government and people of the UAE.
Then the opportunity came for Nigerians in the diaspora to ask President Muhammadu Buhari direct questions.
What do we Nigerians expect in this new dispensation of the next level?
Nigerian treasury looters, what are you doing to bring them to justice?
Responding to their concerns, President Muhammadu Buhari reassured them that Nigeria was on the right trajectory as he remains committed to taking the nation to the next level.
I'm sure you are an informed group of Nigerians. You know what we campaigned on 2015 based on 3 issues: security, economy, and fighting corruption. I have gone public so many times to explain where we were, where we are, what we have been able to do with resources available to us from the time we came into now. The next level is to consolidate whatever we have done initially.
The president also urged them to continue to be honest and hardworking so as not to allow the conduct of a few bad elements overshadow their great contribution to their host country. The diaspora also presented gifts to the president and also a cake to celebrate his victory at the last elections. From Dubai in the United Arab Emirates, Makut Simon Macham, NTA News.
Back home, President Muhammadu Buhari has condemned the recent violence in Kaduna State, which led to the death of 20 persons of Idanre community. In a statement, the Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, announced that President Buhari also condemned the resurgence of cultist killings in River State and ordered increased community and law enforcement action against its escalation. President Buhari appealed for peace and decried the ongoing culture of an eye for an eye that has fueled a number of attacks and reprisals with the two communities at different times, suffering casualties in Kajuru and Kachialo area in the state. Condoling with those who lost loved ones during the conflict, the president also appealed to the traditional and religious leaders, indigents of Kaduna and other Nigerians, to be cautious with their comments, especially on social and traditional media, which he notes fuels further conflict in the area and between the two groups. Still on security, the Ministry of Defense has expressed concern over the security challenges in the northwest geopolitical zone, particularly in Zamfara, Sokoto, Katsina, and Bandengwari axis of Kaduna State. A statement by the public relations officer of the Ministry of Defense, Colonel Tukur says due to the recent prevailing security situations in these states, the ministry through the Nigerian Army is conducting exercise Harbin Kunama 4 simultaneously in the concerned states to effectively flush out the activities of criminal elements. The Nigerian Air Force has also intensified airstrikes against the bandits in Zamfara through combined efforts, which has led to the killings of many bandits, rescue of many innocent persons, including the renowned Islamic scholar Sheikh Ahmad Suleiman. The Ministry of Defense, therefore, wishes to warn any person or group of persons who choose to connive or sympathize with the bandits to perpetuate crime against citizens to retract their steps or face the full wrath of the law. The statement said the armed forces have been directed to deal decisively with anybody identified helping the bandits under whatever guise, no matter how highly placed the person or persons may be. The ministry assures Nigerians that the armed forces of Nigeria, in conjunction with the other security agencies, will continue to protect lives and property. Meanwhile, the Nigerian Air Force has deployed more of its air assets to flush out bandits, unleashing terror on communities in Zamfara and other states in the northwest geopolitical zone of the country. Correspondent Lawal Ahmad Matazu has the report.
More than 7 Nigerian Air Force fighter aircrafts took off from the Umar Musa International Airport, Katsina, to the mission areas in Zamfara State. The operation is to bring to an end the new strategies devised by the armed bandits in kidnapping and killings of innocent citizens. The operation is an upgrade on Operation Dramikia under the NAV 213 Forward Operational Base in Katsina. Briefing newsmen on the development, the Air Officer Commanding Special Operations Command, Air Vice Marshal Napoleon Bali, revealed that the Operation Saptar Daji was conceived by the Chief of Air Staff, Air Vice Marshal Sadiq Baba Abubakar, to ensure air dominance and pave way for the ground troops into the criminals' hideouts.
We really want to minimize civilian casualties. That's why we need more intelligence. We need more intelligence, and again, and are appealing to local communities, try and tell us as much as you know about where these people are, so that most of these airplanes can actually hit them precisely.
He urged people to cooperate with the Nigeria Air Force and other security agencies in coming forward with relevant information, and the military will not rest on its oars until it brings to an end the security challenges facing the country. In Katsina, Lawal Ahmed Matazu, NTA News.
Acting Inspector General of Police Muhammad Adamu has reassured the federal government's renewed commitment towards ending the activities of armed bandits and other criminals terrorizing people in Zamfara State. He stated this at a town hall meeting on security as part of his one-day official visit to Zamfara State. Jamil Ibrahim has more.
The Acting Inspector General of Police Muhammad Adamu's official visit to Zamfara State is a response to the recent increased cases of killings and kidnappings occasioned by the deteriorating security situation in the state. The acting IGP convened a town hall meeting with critical stakeholders on security as part of strategies to finding a lasting solution to the problem.
Security issue in Zamfara has been ascended from local issue to become sophisticated and political today.
Officially, we have 3,526 people killed.
The president is not happy with what is happening. Never happy with what is happening. That's why we are modifying our strategy to see that we deal with this once and for all. Inshallah, we will do it and we'll succeed.
The interaction was an opportunity for the IGP to have a first-hand information from stakeholders for more informed decisions, as well as their suggestions on the way forward. In Gusau, Jamilu Ibrahim, NTA News.
Nigeria is seeking closer partnership with the Brazilian government on tackling insecurity, especially against Boko Haram terrorism and piracy along the Gulf of Guinea. Najatu Tijani reports that the partnership hints at possibly establishment of a military-industrial complex in Nigeria.
Nigeria and Brazil, which have long established trade and cultural relations, are taking further steps to overcome violent extremism and sea piracy, which affects petroleum export from Nigeria to Brazil. Nigeria's Minister of Defense, Mansur Ali's visit to his Brazilian counterpart, Mr. Fernando Azevedo e Silva, comes just as maritime piracy and kidnapping incidents persist in the Gulf of Guinea. The country is therefore on a quest to tap into Brazil's expertise in the area, especially regarding sophisticated technology and special cargo craft to circumvent sea pirates. Other interventions expected from the Brazilian government include establishing a military-industrial complex in partnership with the Defense Industries Corporation of Nigeria. Both countries are also exploring the possibility of giving Nigerian officers special military training in Brazil. Naja'atu Tijani, NTA News.
Nigeria and Pakistan are consolidating on bilateral agreements on countering terrorism and sustaining economic relations. During India was at a round table between officials of both countries, where the two members of the Commonwealth reviewed and planned how to work together for mutual benefits.
The Pakistan military is rated 13th most powerful on the global firepower and a key player in the global terrorism fight. As one of Asia's economic giants, Pakistan has maintained a cordial bilateral relationship with Nigeria. In recent, a joint military collaboration between the two countries is forging a common front in the counter-terrorism and tactical operations, one of which is this roundtable meeting. The second Nigeria-Pakistan chief talk provided a platform for the two countries to discuss ways of intelligence gathering and sharing, that which will help them in their tactical operation in the fight against global terrorism.
The Nigerian government made a decision under the present administration of President Muhammadu Buhari to enter into valuable relations with other nations with a view to better position herself as a formidable force in the African region.
Our current visit to Nigeria is in the same context that will surely further enhance this cooperation.
Other areas of cooperation are life extension program, tactical support to the Nigerian forces, and maintenance of air defense radar. In Abuja, doing Dia NT News.
The Air Task Force of Operation Lafia Doli has degraded an Islamic State of West Africa province terrorist hideout and neutralized some of their fighters at Tumbunzarami in the northern part of Borno State. A statement by the Director of Public Relations and Information, Air Commodore Ibikunle Daramola, announces that this was accomplished through airstrikes conducted on the 8th of April 2019 as part of the ongoing air campaign of Operation Ancient Tafki, which is aimed at flushing out ISWAP elements from islands on the fringes of the Lake Chad. The Air Task Force scrambled 2 NAF Alpha jets, attacked the location, recording successful strikes on the terrorist structures and neutralizing several of their fighters. The newly inaugurated Nigerian Army Training School in 3 Division, JAWS, will enhance troops' marksmanship during operations. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tuku Boratai, stated this while on an operational visit to formations in Bauchi and JAWS. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa has details.
With dynamism in emerging global security threats, the Army is stepping up training to ensure troops' combat efficiency in operations across the country. At the inauguration of the Trade Division Training School Jos, the Chief of Army Staff charged commanders to work closely with other security agencies to ensure safety of lives and property within their areas of responsibility.
Training is the bedrock of professionalism, and this school will provide a platform for us to continue to train and remain professional.
Behind you and about 5 kilometers is the location of the range, Maxwell Kobe small arm range. So it will be very easy for us to be able to, after training, we move to the range and we engage and come back all within a training area.
In Bauchi, Lieutenant General Buratai inaugurated 13 blocks of 10 flats each, warrant officers and sergeant mess in Shadawanka Barrack in the Treasury Artillery Brigade. From Jos, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
Normal flight operations resume at the Sam Mbakwe International Cargo Airport of Owerri, and medical practitioners receive knocks for misconduct. Details when we return.
I was a little girl. I loved spending time with Mum and Grandma cleaning the house. I was so excited to sing in the choir. And your shirts are always so white. I knew what Mum's secret was. Today, I'm a modern woman that still trusts the secrets passed down to me. It's Jik, of course. The original trusted bleach, which can be used all around your house for amazing results. Shh, it's our little secret. It's no secret. It's Jik's best ever extra whitening power. Just Jik it.
What's up?
His friends didn't come.
Hey, let's practice.
But you're going out.
Don't worry about me.
Nothing satisfies a mother more than seeing a child grow up. But I know as he sweats, he'll face the risk of germs which can cause skin irritation.
That's why you need the new best ever Dettol Cool. Its new advanced formulation with extra menthol protects from up to 100 illness-causing germs and gives your family icy cool freshness.
Growing up needs Dettol protection.
These days, people get their news and information from more media sources than ever before. Some of the news and information given are fake, unverified, doctored, and manufactured to create confusion, stir disaffection, and cause disunity. Before you believe or share any news, ask yourself, is this real? Is it from a credible source? Is it verified or verifiable? Fake news is dangerous. Whether you do it for fun or for political gains, real people can get hurt. Fake news, don't create it, don't spread it.
This is a public service announcement from NTA.
Thank you for remaining with the NTA. Senate has confirmed the nomination of chairman and members of the governing board of the Northeast Development Commission. National Assembly correspondent Ignatius Nko reports that Major General Paul Tarfa is the chairman, while Mohammed Goni Alkali is to serve as the managing director and chief executive officer.
Senate President.
Very few senators present in the chamber at the commencement of Tuesday's plenary. This basically was one of the spillover effects of the ongoing orientation and 2019 budget scrutiny by the National Assembly. But then, legislative business must go on, and the first item for consideration was the report of the Senate Committee on Special Duties on the screening and confirmation of members of the Northeast Development Commission Board.
Most of the funds should go to the things that will make meaning to the lives of the people, development projects, things that will be life-changing.
Senator Binta Masi Garba, however, made an observation.
The commission is domiciled or is going to be domiciled in Borno State, and the chief executive CEO is from Borno State again.
We had our conference with the House. Since it was a matter of votes, there were more of them that were inclined to the MD coming from Borno.
The appointment of Mohammed Goni Alkali as MD CEO is equally the action of the executive, sir. We should not waver in ensuring that the right things are done for this commission to take off,
so that they can quickly go and start serving this nation under this commission.
As member of the governing board of the Northeast Development Commission, those in favor say aye, those against say nay. Ayes have it.
The legislators approved the 2019-2021 medium-term expenditure framework and Fiscal Strategy paper, which recommends oil production of 2.3 million barrels per day, oil price of $60 per barrel, and an exchange rate of 305 naira to a dollar for the 2019 fiscal year.
Also, the federal government should harness the full optimal potential of the Federal Ministry of Mines and Steel Development in terms of revenue generation to minimize the level of new borrowing.
Senate has also passed the National Institute for Security Studies Establishment Bill, Nigerian Police Trust Fund Establishment Bill, and the Harmonized Retirement Age for Teachers in Nigeria Bill. From the National Assembly, Ignatius Nkwo, NTN News.
Legislative procedure towards the domestication of the two key international maritime laws to further improve the sector has commenced at the House of Representatives. National Assembly correspondent Laimi Ali reports that on resumption of Tuesday's plenary, the House passed at second reading a bill for an act to provide for the suppression of piracy and other maritime offences bill.
The Maritime Bill seeks to give effect to the provisions of the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea and the Convention for the Suppression of Unlawful Acts against the Safety of Maritime Navigation, both of which Nigeria is a signatory to.
The maritime environment generates more than 75% of Nigeria's revenue through handling of over 90% import and export business by Nigerians.
It will increase the security on the waterways, and it will also give employment further to our people.
What this bill essentially seeks to do is to domesticate what is obtained as international best practice in the maritime domain.
The bill was referred to the Committee of the Whole for further legislative action. Two matters of urgent public importance adopted at Tuesday's plenary were the need to investigate Nigerian Bulk Electricity Trading Company for alleged violations of Public Procurement Act and the need for National Emergency Management Agency to assist victims of Boko Haram attacks in Chibok, Borno State, sponsored by Representative Musa Soba and Asabe Vilita Bashir, respectively.
The concerted efforts of the Nigerian Army in degrading the activities of the Boko Haram. The few of them that remain, Mr. Speaker, they launch attacks on some of these villages that are right inside the bush.
The House, following a motion from Representative Ahmed Patagi, urged the Federal Ministry of Works to re-award the contract for the construction of Bida-Sachi-Nupeka Road due to its economic importance. In the meantime, the lawmakers have approved the establishment of Federal Polytechnic Fagge in Kano and the National Institute for Educational Planning and Administration, as recommended by the House Committee on Tertiary Education and Services, chaired by Aminu Suleiman. The Speaker, Yakubu Dogara, had at commencement of plenary brought to the notice of members presidential decision to decline assent to 11 bills due to observed shortcomings and constraints. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
Excuse me. Nigeria's cultural center and the diaspora have been described as national investments that serve as avenues to promote Nigeria's tourism sector. This is the position of the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, while defending the 2019 budget estimates for the culture sector of the ministry before the Senate Committee on Culture and Tourism. National Assembly correspondent Omotola Omojala has the report.
As committee members spoke to different aspects of the ministry's budget, both in 2018 performance and 2019 estimates, the minister allayed fears expressed by the committee on appropriation and effective running of cultural centers in Brazil and China.
And a center where we put in huge amount of money every year, it's better for us to take care of it, and if possible, it can generate money for us.
We are very mindful of this, of the importance of this cultural centers, especially for the foreign image, the national image of Nigeria, and we are sure we'll do everything possible to ensure that the money gets there and is used for the purpose.
The committee applauded the federal government for adequate personnel releases made in the fiscal year winding down. It, however, expressed concern at the capital releases, urging for more to be done for economic impact.
with the various competing interests, in the area of security, in the area of infrastructure. I can understand why probably it's always not possible to get the full release of what one is looking for.
The minister also had budget defense session with House Committee on Culture and Tourism, and Kenneth Nanim is standing by to give us details.
Yes, of course, the Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, did appear before the House Committee on Culture and Tourism to defend the 2019 budget estimates of the ministry put at 5.306 billion naira for the two sectors of the ministry.
The committee inquired about the performance of the 2018 appropriations, with capital budget proposals put at 840.5 million naira for the execution of 9 projects, including international events, hosting of Abuja Carnival, and sensitization workshops. The minister cited inadequate releases as major setback.
Under special project on the creative industry, film, music, TV, photography, tourism, and fashion, the sum of 163,653,837 naira was appropriated, but only 93,653,837 naira was released.
Federal government, in their policy and their desire to diversify this economy, goes way beyond agriculture and solid minerals. I think a faster and a more short-term way would be to give proper attention to the culture and tourism sector.
Lai Mohammed also explained efforts by the federal government to provide an enabling environment to drive the culture and tourism sector.
The areas where the government has put emphasis, in the areas of infrastructure, in the areas of security defense, in the areas also of making it easy for people to enter Nigeria. Today you can apply for visa online. These are things that we need to do over time to promote tourism. But once these things are in place, it's easier.
Some other agencies under the ministry are also at the defense session. From the National Assembly, Kenneth Nanim, NTA News.
To health matters now, 14 medical doctors have been arraigned before the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria Tribunal, sitting in Abuja, for alleged offenses including medical negligence and professional misconduct. Aisha Obali reports that 9 of the 14 erring doctors who pleaded not guilty are from the Federal Medical Center, Asaba, in Delta State.
This is the first time since 2015 this tribunal is sitting after the board was reinstated last year. Their first assignment is arraignment of 14 doctors with various charges. 9 out of the doctors from Asaba were charged for not promptly attending to one pregnant woman, Rita Uche Ogbegu, on 7th of March 2017, leading to her death, an action which contravenes the Code of Medical Ethics and punishable under Medical and Dental Practitioner Act of 2008 as amended.
Well, these are doctors who are complained against that they had either grossly malhandled patients or incompetently handled patients, or some other complaints by the victims or their relations. So they are under the Medical and Dental Practitioner Act. They are the body responsible for disciplining doctors where they are.
If we do not feel, or if any party, let me put it that way, does not feel satisfied, of course, there is room to appeal.
Also arraigned is a doctor alleged to have wrongfully amputated a baby's hand in the course of treatment. In Abuja, Aisha Obali, NTA News.
The high rate of maternal, newborn, and under 5 mortality and insufficiency of Nigeria's efforts to reverse the trend has led to the declaration of a state of emergency on maternal and child mortality by the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency. Health correspondent Rabi Abdullah was at the presentation of the agency's strategic approach to rapidly reduce such mortality.
Available statistics indicate that Nigeria makes up only 2% of the world's population, but accounts for 14% of the global maternal death burden, which translates to 1 in 9 maternal deaths worldwide, just as 1 in every 8 Nigerian children dies before their 5th birthday, with the northwest part of the country worst hit. Worthy of note is that 70% of these deaths are preventable. Another major concern, as revealed by findings, is that the trend of maternal mortality rate in Nigeria has not improved in the last 3 decades, as the country's global ranking for countries with high maternal and child mortality rate dropped from 14th position to 17th over the period, in spite of previous efforts at reversing the trend. Hence, the new approach.
I hereby declare a state of public health concern on maternal, newborn, and child deaths occurring at the primary healthcare and community levels, and a decision to establish a national coordination center.
The strategy, which aims at reducing maternal and child deaths by 50% by the year 2021, would, among other things, track such deaths, causes, and hold people accountable, had other key players expressing their support towards its success. In Abuja, Rabi Abdullah, NTA News.
To other matters now, normal flight operations have resumed at the Sam Mbakwe International Cargo Airport, Owerri, despite the fire that gutted some parts of its arrival wing. Kingsley Ononimu has the report.
Though normal flight operations were going on smoothly at the time the NTN's crew arrived at the airport, but the burnt VIP and arrival lounge were totally cordoned off from both the officials of the airport and air travelers, including the media, as the whole place awaits repair works. As a result of damage caused by the fire incident on the terminal building, both departing and arriving passengers now make use of the departure lounge. Pending the time, repair work will be concluded at the affected sessions.
Not really something very major. The cause of the fire incident has not actually been identified. There's no cause for alarm. We thank God. No life lost.
From Sam Mbakwe International Cargo Airport, Owerri, Kingsley Ononiwu, NTA News.
Dr. in our Lagos Metro Center will now give us details of top stories from that zone. Hello, Dr.
Thank you, Kudu, and welcome to Lagos. The Registrar of the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board, JAMB, Professor Ishak Oyedele, has cleared the air on the rumor clash in the timetable of the ongoing West African Senior School Certificate Examination, WASC, and the 2019 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Exam, which starts on the 16th of this month. The registrar made the clarification in Lagos during an interactive session with media executives. Jane Ojuku reports.
Reacting to the said timetable clash, the JAMB registrar, Professor Ishak Oloyede, explained that the situation cannot arise as JAMB and other assessment agencies, including WAEC and NECO, meet annually to harmonize their timetables.
That there is no clash between the timetable of JAMB and West Africa Examination Council. If you want to do practical chemistry for WAEC, all of you don't do it in 1 hour. 2 hours, 3 hours. They create sessions because the laboratory can only take 30 at a time. So they will create so many sessions. So somebody will say, is there at 11 a.m. on that day? Is that the only session? There are so many sessions that WAEC had created for animal husbandry.
He also queried the gross enrollment statistics credited to Nigerian tertiary institutions, which he claimed does not truly represent their capacity status. JAMB, he said, will not renege on his commitment to fight to stand still every form of examination malpractices in his quest to sustain the integrity of his results.
This year, we are moving forward to say no biometric, no examination. If there is no biometric verification, no examination, in order to cure the issue of double, triple, multiple registration that people are involved in.
Candidates were advised in their best interest to shun any form of examination malpractice, as the consequences could be dire. In Lagos, Jane Ojukwu, NTA News.
And that was the Registrar of JAMB, Professor Ishak Oloyede there. Minister of Transportation Rotimi Amechi says the approval for the Ibadan to Kano phase of the rail line will be presented before the Federal Executive Council soon. The minister, who said this during the monthly inspection of the Lagos-Ibadan Railway project, also gave the contractors an ultimatum to finish the laying of tracks by June.
A week ago, tracks had only been laid to kilometer 85. The minister then directed the contractors to get to kilometer 98 before his next visit. Consequently, tracks have been laid to kilometer 93. With this development, only 64 kilometers of tracks are left to be laid to complete the 157-kilometer Lagos-Ibadan rail line, to which the minister has given a June deadline.
We've given them a target that by the next meeting, by the next inspection, which is between the 8th and the 9th of May, they should get to kilometer between 121 and 130. Kilometer 121 and 130. And then we'll also discuss that by the next meeting, we'll begin to look at stations, especially the small stations, and we'll begin to look at signaling and telecommunication. Because you could finish the track, like we've agreed that track will finish between May and first week in June, and then there's no station and there's no signaling. Then you still have to go back to do that.
The minister was, however, not pleased with the spate of work on subsections.
What's that?
142. Like many others being designed, railway has the capacity to ease port and traffic congestion across the country.
There's too much congestion at the seaport. There's gridlock in Lagos. The moment we finish this rail before December, because after this now we'll have to face a Butemeta to Apapa. The moment you finish it, then nearly all the cargoes will be on the track. And once you put nearly all the cargoes on the track, you've resolved the gridlock and also resolved the issue of congestion at the seaport.
On getting approval for the project variation sum, the minister says processing in that regard have begun.
To say you go to FEC. The first place you have to go to is public procurement. They need to approve. When they approve, then you go to FEC.
This is NTA Network News. More reports with Kudu after the commercial break. Please stay tuned.
Son, being good at something requires strength. It requires pushing yourself. It requires putting in more. That's why the new improved Born Vita is packed with vitality and a great taste.
Team huddle. But we lost. Don't be tired, guys. This isn't a loss. It's a practice for winning.
Nothing makes a mother prouder than seeing her child growing up. But I know as he learns to lead, he'll face even more dirt, germs, and risk of illness.
That's why in changing seasons, you need strong Dettol protection. Because Dettol protects from up to 100 illness-causing germs.
Growing up needs Dettol protection.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the daring and invincible Louis the Mosquito. Responsible for 200 malaria cases all on its own. Is there anything that can kill Louis? Martin! Presenting Morty's Power Guard. Its powerful formula kills malaria mosquitoes fast. So, get Morty's Power Guard.
You can follow us on all our social media platforms. Facebook at NTA Network News, Instagram at NTA Network, Twitter at NTA News Now, YouTube at NTA News Online. Or visit www.nta.ng. For live streaming, visit www.nta.ng/live. Now, you can stay updated on the go, be it on your TV, iPhone, laptop, or iPad, or download the NTA mobile application from your Play Store or App Store. NTA, you can beat the rich.
Welcome. World Bank meeting holding in Washington, D.C. predicts that economic growth and recovery in sub-Saharan Africa will take much longer. Amina Nujem, who is here with me in the studio, has more details. Over to you, Amina.
Thank you, Mohammed. The World Bank has cut its growth forecast for sub-Saharan Africa this year to 2.8% from the initial 3.3%. The commodity price slump of 2015 cut short a decade of rapid growth for the region, and the bank says growth will take longer to recover as decline in the industrial production and trade dispute between China and the United States takes its toll. The bank's 2019 forecast means economic growth will lag population growth for the fourth year in a row, and it will remain stuck below 3%. The World Bank says Nigeria, South Africa and Angola, which make up about 60% of sub-Saharan Africa's annual economic output, were all facing various challenges, curbing their contribution to the growth momentum. Meanwhile, at the close of trade this Tuesday, the equities market continues its decline. The OSHA index dipped further to depreciate by 0.04% to close at 29,149.46 basis points. Investors exchanged 374 million shares valued at 3.057 billion naira in 3,637 deals, while market capitalization fell below 11 trillion naira mark. Now, in other business news, Nigeria's parliament has asked the government to consider increasing taxes on luxury goods to boost revenue.
Consider reducing the granting of waivers and exemptions while ensuring that the Nigerian Customs Service personnel are at all oil terminals for accountability, and the Federal Revenue Service should consider increasing tax on luxury goods and services.
Nigeria has one of the lowest tax rates on the continent, relies on crude oil sales for much of government revenue. In the past, the government has considered the idea of raising taxes on luxury goods to 15% from the current rate of 5% to boost its tax GDP to ratio to 15% from 6% between 2017 and 2020. That wraps up business news. Mohammed, what's next?
Next is the report on the robbery attack in Idanre town. Thank you, Amina. CAM has returned to Idanre town in Ose local government area of Ondo State, where 11 daredevil armed robbers attacked the branch office of an old generation bank, killing 6 persons and cutting away an unspecified amount of money. Doris Olumoko reports that the community is still in shock on the level of destruction suffered in the hands of the attackers.
The peace of Idanre, a semi-urban agrarian community, was shattered when the bandits stormed the only commercial bank in the town with an explosive device which shattered the bank buildings, cars and adjoining structures. The palace of the traditional ruler of the town was not spared. The hoodlums were said to have shot sporadically, and by the time they were done, 4 bank officials, a police officer and 2 customers lay dead.
There's about 6 cops are there now. We learned that they took one to FMC, but that person didn't come to us, but we learned the person was taken directly from here to the FMC.
May I also seize this opportunity to commiserate with the people of Idanre, too, my own people, who have been heavily hit by this sad situation.
Meanwhile, security has been beefed up in the town, while government, through the state deputy governor, is on top of the situation.
We promise that the state government is solidly behind you. I will do everything to see that we protect the Idanre community and all our other communities.
We've got a lead, and good that we arrested at least one of the suspects, who is currently helping us in our investigation.
The affected bank is the only commercial bank that serves Idanre and nearby towns in Ose local government area of Ondo State. In Akure, Doris Olumoko, NTA News.
Staying in the southwest geopolitical zone, we now move on and join Kemi in our Ibadan Network Center for more reports. Hello, Kemi.
And welcome to Ibadan. Farmers and herdsmen in Oyo State have resolved to continue to sustain the peaceful coexistence prevailing between the 2 parties in the state. The resolution followed a stakeholders meeting put together by the Oyo State Police Command. Adebola Gulano reports. The meeting is to check any problem that could occur between the farmers and herdsmen in Oyo State. The State Commissioner of Police, Shina Olukolu, while addressing the two parties, said the command will not tolerate encroachments into farmlands, incitements, and statements that can generate fictions. He enjoined them not to relent in sustaining existing peace.
The primary responsibility of the police is the protection of life and property. And whatever method, means, and reasons we are able to employ to ensure that there is safety, people are secure and safe in their environment.
The government has set a bill to the House of Assembly, and from the figures we are getting from the House, before end of this month, that bill will have been passed into law.
The farmers and herdsmen enjoin Oyo State government to perfect the bill on grazing.
We want people to change their mentality. What we want is peace and welfare of our people, and it doesn't have to track of the welfare of other countries.
The meeting ended with both parties agreeing to work together in peace for the development of the state. In Ibadan, Adebola Ogunlana, NTA News. Election Petition Tribunal sitting in Abeokuta has granted the Allied People's Movement, APM, leave to serve the APC governor-elect, Prince Dapo Abiodun, the petition challenging his victory at the polls by posting the petition in Abeokuta. Chairman of the tribunal, Justice Chinwe Onyabo, granted the order while ruling on the motion filed by the petitioner. Correspondent Afolabi Lawal's report is here presented.
On the petition filed by Allied People's Movement, APM, challenging the outcome of the governorship election in Ogun State, is yet to fully commence as the petitioner is unable to serve the petition on the APC candidate, now governor-elect, Prince Dapo Abiodun. Tribunal Chairman Justice Oyebo, while ruling on the motion by the petitioner seeking leave to serve Prince Dapo Abiodun of APC the petition, ordered that the petition be posted on the secretariat of the APC in Abeokuta.
So that time will not be wasted on service. And obviously, maybe the governor-elect has been busy, so they couldn't get him to serve. So, and the law allows that he be served through substituted means, so that the matter can go or can start in good time.
The counsel to APM also updated the tribunal on the compliance by INEC to give the petitioner access to election materials as ordered by the tribunal before adjournment last week. The tribunal therefore adjourned again till Monday the 15th of April to allow APC candidate to respond to the petition.
And that's it from Ibadan. Could it's back to you.
Thank you, Kemi. Technical experts on illicit drug trafficking and abuse in the Equities sub-region and Mauritania are in Abuja for the 12th Interministerial Drug Coordinating Committee meeting. Victor Azur reports that the meeting is coming on the heels of growing complexity of drug-related challenges.
In recent times, the problem of illicit trafficking and abuse of drugs has become more complex, so much so that a recent report points out that the situation requires research, investment and innovation, as most of the current instruments for monitoring drug issues at the national and international levels are not designed to effectively capture the new complexity of the global drug markets. This 12th Interministerial Drug Coordinating Committee
thinking about coming to Nigeria? Then what are you waiting for? Come share in our wealth of vast resources. Come discover treasure. Come to where there's lots of business opportunities. To Nigeria. Nigeria, my nation, my pride.
Welcome to Abuja, the capital of the country. Here you will discover Nigeria's religious and cultural diversity, while enjoying the many international hotels offering first-rate hospitality and top-of-the-class business facilities. Step into the exciting city of Lagos, a place where tradition and modernity come together. Considered Africa's own Big Apple, the city is home to luxurious hotels and some of the best shops and restaurants in the country. Enjoy the unique nightlife.
Tombin Tennis Tour in Abuja. As organizers, flag off registration and the second National Anti-Corruption Marathon. Kenny Emawudike tells us more on Sports Update.
Hostilities continue at the week-long 2019 Tombin World Tennis Tour in Abuja, with some players progressing after winning their fixtures on day 2, Tuesday. Meanwhile, umpires now wear a new look following the unveiling of their new official uniforms by the Nigerian Tennis Umpires Association in Abuja over the weekend.
So every official in Nigeria subsequently will start wearing this uniform. So we are going to give all officials, all financial officials will get the t-shirt.
Over 200 athletes are set to compete across 40 events in the Maiden Southeast Para-Athletics Championships built for the Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium, Enugu, April 10 to 13. As organizers, Para-Athletics Federation of Nigeria continues to fine-tune plans for a tour of the 6 geopolitical zones of the country this year. The build-up to the second edition of National Anti-Corruption Marathon began with the flag-off of registration of competitors and volunteers Tuesday in Abuja, where stakeholders tasked Nigerians on stamping out corruption for the good of the nation.
This event is very, very important and one of the top agenda of the present administration.
The overall intention of the marathon is to create awareness on the danger of corruption to our existence as people and society at large.
Over 1,000 runners are expected to take part in the second edition of the National Anti-Corruption Marathon in Abuja, December 9, 2019. With Sports Update, Kenan Ima Aburike, NTA News.
Next is Wednesday's weather picture for major cities across Nigeria.
Welcome to the weather forecast for Wednesday. I am Oluchukwu Anoku. As rains are setting in over the north, strong winds capable of destructions are likely. So we advise you stay secure during these rainfall activities. In the morning, we anticipate sunny weather over the extreme northern part of the country. Also, hazy conditions are likely around Borno and their environ. The north-central cities up to the southern cities should expect some partly cloudy to cloudy conditions, with the exception of Ibi, part of Cross River and Benue, where we anticipate some thundery showers. The afternoon-evening hours looks better for weather activities, especially over the southern cities and north-central. The extreme north, places like Sokoto, part of Zaria and southern Borno, should also expect some scattered thundery showers. I'll leave you with temperature forecast. Thank you for watching. See you again.
apologize for the brief loss of signals in the course of this bulletin. It was due to some technical challenges. That concludes NTA Network News tonight. Thank you for watching. I'm Muhammad Kuda Abubakar. Good night.
Thinking about coming to Nigeria? Then what are you waiting for? Come share in our wealth of vast resources. Come discover treasure. Come to where there's lots of business opportunities. To Nigeria. Nigeria, my nation, my pride.
Welcome to Abuja, the capital of the country. Here you will discover Nigeria's religious and cultural diversity, while enjoying the many international hotels offering first-rate hospitality and top-of-the-class business facilities. Step into the exciting city of Lagos, a place where tradition and modernity come together. Considered Africa's own Big Apple, the city is home to luxurious hotels and some of the best shops and restaurants in the country. Enjoy the unique nightlife and thriving music scene of one of the most vibrant cities on earth.
This is the network service of the NTA.
A new edition of TV Guide is out with special focus on the role of the media in election coverage. Exclusive on the National Broadcasting Commission. It's mandatory.